value on the value of the time that we do have and try to utilize of it. We have this thing that deals with education or the type of education that you're getting. You have said something about a good student of yours about a type of education. Because someone says that what's killing people is the wrong types of education. What you say about that?
What's killing people is the wrong
Type
type of education.
Yeah.
I think that that could lend to the wrong type of education can lend to some unfavorable outcomes.
Okay. Unfavorable outcomes.
Or being misguided or gravitating towards certain type of beliefs, I would say, could definitely do so.
Now,
I was going to say, even in this time that we find ourselves, there's a lot of people out here putting out information that is absolutely, let's say, coming from a place of ignorance or let's say manipulation. And lots of people are looking for these magic bullets or these equations or these special, we just want to feel comfortable. So we go with all types of false narratives. So I think that even education, depending on what we call education, I really think that it's more than education, but it's also our lack of ability to deal with those feelings and emotions that come up in us, so we gravitate towards things intellectually to calm us, even if it is it'll prove detrimental to us. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm trying to process.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's what's happening, because you did two things. What I heard now, several things. What I hear is that we got to be clear when it comes to education. Because someone says there's a difference between education and intelligence. And I realized that an intelligent person is really a thoughtful person. That's what I realized.
So what? You say thoughtful or
thoughtful, yeah. Intelligent. Thoughtful, yeah. Very, very, very considered, very mindful and respectful. You always talk about the mindfulness. That's an intelligent person, because he's very mindful. You know what I'm saying? So, and I realize a truly educated person is to teach people to have affection for discipline. He has the responsibility to teach people, or a person to have affection for discipline. Yes.
So then we talk about people, I guess on the other end would be those people who we call intelligent, but they just have a lot of information.
Now you're right. I hear you. I hear you, doctor. I hear the doctor. I hear you, doc. Because there's a saying that they got a lot of information, but then there's no transformation. You see, and because you could tell, like I said, the psychology of one's mentality about what he or she has produced. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. So you own it in this regard when it comes to then you said something about the satisfying, that which satisfies. If you think about it, do you see now that the unnatural has become like natural, that which means contrary to nature? Now, I think I liken to nature is something that is of value. I like it, what they call axiology. The value of nature, study the value of nature. I like to study the value of nature. And I'm talking about that which is contrary to nature. And, if you look at, not so much in a sense of, in an animalistic theory, like the big fish swallow up the little fish. I don't understand. I know that's a part of nature, but that part of nature is really based on, a Darwinism theory. It's very theoretical, and it's become practical. Even how one come up with data in a data-driven society, But I'm talking about being in harmony. I'm talking about being in harmony because one thing that I know the key to social life is family, but really the key to it all is balance. Because I'm hearing that people can be so highly logical and highly emotional at the same time. And then therefore it creates what is called what people call bipolar. Bipolar. Yes, bipolar. Yes. That's the sophistication of what's going on in the society which we live. But there needs to be a balance there. There needs to be a balance, that the highly emotion and the highly logical become at odds with one another. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm highly logical, but at the same time, I'm highly emotional. So it puts us at odds with one another, which means there is no balance. That's just how Chicken Diop says you could once you throw off the ecology of any community, you throw off the intellectual aptitude for learning. And what we need to learn. Yes, go ahead.
I like to talk to that piece right there.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think if you're highly emotional and highly logical, and you can do that simultaneously, that you will be balanced. Mm-hmm. But I think what happens is we have what we call people actually split. They as you say, people vacillate.
Yeah.
So what happens is you have these very logical emotions. Very logical person who uses intellect to numb themselves. Mm-hmm. And then on the other hand, you have a person who lets go of all the intellect and basically becomes it's just whatever they feel becomes reality. Mm. So what you have at times, a person, whatever I feel is real. I feel like shit. I am shit. People don't treat me no good. People don't like me. So whatever they feel becomes reality. Then you have the other person say, I'm okay. No, or they find a way to make themselves feel like, to block that stuff out, to numb themselves from the pain. God is good. Everything is happening. So whatever we do to block out all the shit that's around us and act like it don't exist.
Yes, sir.
That's okay as long as it's not utilized too much. It's not too bad to be emotional, but when you utilize one or the other too often and they don't have a time to merge together, it becomes problematic. So what we have is an unresolved person.
Yeah.
So the person is on a roller coaster. A person, they call it approach. They call it approach, and approach. It's not approach, but it's more approach, back up, approach again. Nonetheless, what I'm saying is an unresolved individual.
No, you're on point because there's I forgot the name of the book, but it deals with being Afrocentric. He was talking about how Afrocentric ain't saying it's the that it has a monopoly on anything. You know what I'm saying? It is a merging together. You know what I'm saying? It is a merging together. And I really that's also importance too of how we merge or come together. Now, think about it from a biological point of view. That's how it is in life, nature. You look at the oceans, you look at the streams. All of it is even though the veins in your body, whatever it is, it goes separate. But still, there comes a point where it's a merging of coming together. You know what I'm saying? And that's how things are when it comes to if you look at nature and how we interact with one another, and so forth and so on. So that's a beautiful thing when we become too highly logical and highly emotional, and you saying that we can do it simultaneously, we can balance. Because I always say that when inspiration comes down, one's aspiration goes up, and when they meet together, that's the highest form of creativity that you can really display when they merge.
Because a person who's highly emotional is like being unclothed, like being naked. They're naked. They don't have anything to hide or cover or protect them. Then the person who is highly intellectual, they got an armored suit on when it's safe outside.
Now you get into, for me, it sounds like vulnerability. because a person is vulnerable if he's naked, that doesn't mean it's required for you to to take advantage of them. You know what I'm saying? Their vulnerability, and that's
right.
it. Go ahead.
But also, though, a person who naked, the problem is not that they naked. If they just accept that they naked, it'll be okay. Like people can be naked and go to on a new beach, and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
But when you're naked and you're not accepting and okay with that, that becomes a problem.
Now it sounds like you get into something we had shared before about, you was talking about delusion, illusion or delusional versus happiness, and sometimes many people, man, are really under the illusion that they are happy when they're not happy. You know what I'm saying? And I realize that happiness is the joy that you feel when you're in pursuit of your potential. And when I mean your potential, I mean, our potential, is our purpose is to fulfill our potential. And I've realized that this here is that, you don't reflect callousness and carelessness, and you move from sympathy, to empathy. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you become, you don't become apathetic, toward one another. You know what I'm saying? Displaying this apathetic spirit, because I think most people respond and react due to thinking that people are very apathetic toward their plight, their condition, and their situation, and their circumstances. Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, but I think that one of the solutions, I think, is a change of attitude, and I realize also environment plays a part. I think true, genuine healing naturally when you're in a peaceful, healing environment, when you merge, as the term you use, and get in tune with your nature in the surrounding environment of nature in which you are around, such as you can be around water. Remember the time when you went to over to what was it, Trinidad or Jamaica, where you go to when you travel? Remember? Jamaica. And how peaceful you were in one of your presentations of mindfulness when you was like by the order. It was very serene, because the thing is that when healing really takes place, that means your serenity becomes higher and your stress becomes lower. Yes.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
Yes, sir. Yeah, brother, Minister Dennis Winkler, Chief Minister, Chief Minister at the Temple, what's it called? Temple of what? New African Thought? You switch up on me with names. What's it called again?
Oh, that's fine as well, but we go by the overall organization is T-Net Holistic Wellness Center.
Yes, man. And tell us a little things that you all offer there.
Say that again?
Share us a little things that you all offer there.
Say it again, Kev.
Explain. Tell us a little, some of the things that you all offer.
Well, we offer mental health treatment from a psychosocial, spiritual perspective. We also physiological perspective, because we offer a holistic approach to aiding in the empowerment of specifically Black people, not exclusively, but specifically. So if anybody wants to heal, we have something for them. But we are what I would call specialists in working with African Americans and other people of African descent, especially those who had those experiences in the diaspora. Hence, I'm talking about people such from the Caribbean, people even on the continent, those who have undergone apartheid and those who have undergone colonization, but specifically, I would say those who really experienced the worst of what Europeans had to offer. Hence, we talk about North America. I would even say South Africa these type of places in the West where black people find themselves. So we help black people be their best, you know, and we help them or us really integrate, because as you were saying earlier, this person who vacillates, or what I said is an unresolved person, we're unresolved because we lack integration. So what we try to do is help individuals integrate, which aids and or lends to what you were speaking about earlier when you said it's all about balance. So we can't balance when we're disconnected. You know, when we're disconnected, there's no balance. So the idea is integrate all these pieces, because nothing's wrong with any of the pieces, but there's something wrong when the pieces are disconnected. When I'm totally emotional and I have no intellect, or when I'm totally intellectual and I lack emotion. Hence, a person who lacks emotion becomes very, what some will call narcissistic or psychopathic or whatever, you know what I mean? So we help individuals, families, the community, organizations, the community to actually integrate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tell us your location. Your location.
The location at this moment is via the internet.
Yes, sir. How about that? You know, you see that I was just being a robot that time, but yeah, that's fine. So, but you got a link. You got a link where people can link up with you or something.
So, well, we do have a location now at 3221 Bel Air Road. We're not doing anything out there due to COVID. But we do have, you can go to our pages, our TNET Holistic Wellness Center on Facebook. You can also visit Temple of NAT.org. That's our website. But really the most accurate and up-to-date information, you could get it by calling me and being added to our text thread. My number is 443-333-2970. So I guess you're doing a real interview here, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, you got to make it count. You know what I'm saying? You got to make it count, man. Got to make it count, man. That sounds good, man. Always a pleasure, man, having an exchange with you. Just hold on the line for 1 minute, then we're going to roll from there, okay?
Okay.
Hold on the line.